place where we can go and be alone. So come away with me, nobody has to know. Where we gonna go? I was just calling to see if you're free to run away with me. To run away with me. Don't tell your friends, but let them know we're safe later. The road's calling, sun on our skin, sleeping under stars when it's gone. I was just calling to see if you're free to run away with me. To run away.
Thanks so much, sis, that we're here today and that we have all our family and friends gathered around. Just thank you for the good weather. It's not too hot. I just thank you so much that this was all, being put together well, and with the help of so many people, we just thank them for that, God. We just thank you for blessing our relationship and soon to be our marriage. And I just thank you so much for all that you've given us, with the friends and the family, the things, all of it. Couldn't have done it without you, and this is something that we recognize will be something that we prioritize throughout our relationship as well. So we just thank you for this day. We'd like to commemorate this day and remember that you're the one who got us here, and we're just going to take communion real quick. In Jesus' name, amen.
We're gathered here today to celebrate your love in front of family, in front of friends. It's awesome. You guys fell in love 4 years ago, and today is the first of many steps towards eternity together. I love you both with all my heart, and I'm so grateful that you have invited not just me to be here, but all these beautiful family members and loved ones to partake. But ladies and gentlemen, these two are so special, they've created their own vows. And you're the leader of this family. But one thing about Jesus, Noah, and this is the last thing that I really wanted to impart on both of you. Back when Jesus came, man was above a wife. Every woman here should love Jesus because he brought equality. Make her your queen, because that's what Jesus said you're supposed to do. And when she's the queen, guess who gets to be the king? So be the king. And with that, how would you like to tell Avery your wife to be?
Avery, our story is one that I could not have imagined dreaming up. You stepped into my life while my mother was dying. It still astounds me that you were never able to meet her. Mom would have loved to meet you, and you too would have shared your ability to care for others and decorate for every holiday. Your ability to support me, someone you just met during the most difficult time in his life, astounded me. It was a time in my life when I think God forced me to be completely vulnerable to someone, something I wasn't keen on doing. Still, you accepted me and it meant the world. Something bizarre I remember wanting so badly when we started dating was to argue with you. And I'm happy to report we've had some opportunities to do so. I wanted assurance in our ability to go from completely different sides of an argument to holding hands and remembering we're part of the same team. Doing so would tell me we were willing to fight to stay together and our love went beyond just feelings. Your ability to get in touch with your emotions and passionately care about things I would never think of is something I'll always admire and strive after. For those who don't know, I got Avery a wedding band with rubies to express how I see her. She's filled with compassion and loves. For a lack of a better term, she loves really hard. There's no halfway effort when it comes to Avery's love for people, dogs, and of course, Christ. Finally, if there's one thing I've learned from Avery in almost 4 years of dating, it's to just jump. There were many reasons to say no to our relationship at its beginning. But Avery was ready to jump and saw the glass half full. And almost everything she does, she sees the bright side of every situation. If it weren't for us taking the leap on December 16th, 2020, and God's providence over every situation, we wouldn't be here today getting married. Avery, I love you. I vow to always accept you and meet you where you're at, just as you did for me. I vow to never let an argument stop me from loving you. I vow to be compassionate and love generously while remaining ready for the next leap in our life. I vow to keep Christ at the center of our marriage. Avery, I love you.
Yay.
I don't want to go after that.
That was awesome. That was awesome.
That's hard to follow. Okay. I can open it. Noah Kyle Rembert. I can't believe here we are, standing in front of one another, about to start the rest of our lives. From the time I was a little girl, I always dreamt of marrying a man like you. Well, actually, you're much more than the man I dreamt of. I never truly realized what I deserved in a relationship until I met you. I remember being so surprised when you had a conversation with my father and asked for his blessing simply to start dating me. When I told you how much this meant to me and how taken back I was, you had a face of confusion and told me that I shouldn't expect anything less. You have brought me closer to Christ and walked alongside me in my journey to learning who God is on a deeper level, which is something I will forever be grateful for. I vow to continue to put God at the center of our relationship and someday teach our children how much God loves them too. I want you to know I don't take for granted the man standing before me today and all that you have done for me. You have taught me what it feels like to be loved, regardless of physical appearance or mental stability, something not everyone gets to experience. I vowed to love you for all of the years to come, no matter how we change and through whatever life throws at us. I vowed to cook with you and try new things, except putting ketchup on mac and cheese. Gross. I vowed to always play fantasy football, even though I don't really know what I'm doing, and let's be honest, it's really just your second team. I vowed to support you and respect you as the man and leader in our home. I vow to trust you and follow you through difficult times, because I know you will protect and provide for us at all costs. I vow to remind you of your incredible value in this life and make sure you know just how special you are. I vow to be by your side on the good and bad days, just as you have been for me. I vow to hold on to you steadfast, no matter the situation we find ourselves in. Of all the chapters in my life, I know the one we are about to start will be my favorite. I choose you today, tomorrow, and forever. I love you, Noah.
That was awesome, you guys. All right. Noah, can you repeat after me? Avery, I love you.
Avery, I love you.
I take you as my wife
I take you as my wife
and life companion
and life companion
from this day forward.
from this day forward.
I will share what I have and who I am.
I will share what I have and who I am.
I will be true to you in all things.
I will be true to you in all things.
I will love you enough to risk being hurt
I love you enough to risk being hurt.
and trust you when I misunderstand.
And I will trust you when I misunderstand.
I will weep with you in heartache.
I will weep with you in heartache.
I will celebrate life with you in joy.
I'll celebrate life with you in joy
and cherish you as my wife,
and cherish you as my wife,
today, tomorrow, and always.
today, tomorrow, and always.
This commitment is made in love,
This commitment is made in love,
kept in faith,
kept in faith,
lived in hope,
lived in hope,
and eternally made new.
and eternally made new.
Avery, will you please repeat after me as well? Noah, I love you.
Noah, I love you.
Today I give myself to you in marriage
Today I give myself to you in marriage
as your wife.
as your wife.
I promise to encourage you
I promise to encourage you
and to inspire you,
and to inspire you,
to laugh with you,
to laugh with you,
to cry with you,
to cry with you,
to love you in good times and in bad.
to love you in good times and in bad,
When life seems easy
when life seems easy
and when life seems hard.
and when life seems hard,
When our love is natural
when our love is natural
and when it's an effort.
and when it's an effort.
I will honor and respect you
I will honor and respect you
and cherish you as my husband
and cherish you as my husband
for all the days of my life.
for all the days of my life.
This commitment is made in love.
This commitment is made in love.
It's kept in faith.
It's kept in faith.
It's lived in hope
It's lived in hope
and eternally made new.
and eternally made new.
These rings are very symbolic of so much. And you think about how a ring is initially made, and from minerals, from steel, from gold, from all sorts of parts of the earth. But they all come together, and they come together as one, as one. Scripture tells us a man and wife are to be yoked together. And that is what this represents. No beginning, no end. From this day forward, it's just a new beginning. It's almost similar to baptism, a new beginning. So, with that, Noah, would you repeat after me? Avery, with this ring,
Avery, with this ring,
I seal my promise
I seal my promise
to be your loving husband,
to be your loving husband,
constant friend and faithful companion
constant friend and faithful companion
for all the days of my life.
for all the days of my life.
May this ring always be a reminder
May this ring always be a reminder
to keep the sacred vows we have spoken
to keep these sacred vows we have spoken
on this, our wedding day.
on this, our wedding day.
Okay, can you place this ring on Avery's finger? Nice. Avery, would you repeat after me, please? Yes. Noah, with this ring,
Noah, with this ring,
it's a symbol of the covenant we have made together
it's a symbol of the covenant we had made together
as husband and wife.
as husband and wife.
With it, I pledge to you
With it, I pledge to you
my endless love and constant faith,
my endless love and constant faith,
my undividing devotion
undying devotion
for today, tomorrow, and always,
for today, tomorrow, and always,
and all the days of our lives.
and all the days of our lives.
Would you place this on his finger? Noah and Avery, you've made a pledge of a lifetime, a devotion in front of family and friends, a commitment to love and to cherish each other forever. Because you've made this promise and this covenant in love, in true love with one another, it is with great, great joy and full heart that I now pronounce you husband and wife. Noah, you may kiss your bride. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor and privilege to announce for the first time ever, Mr. and Mrs. Avery and Noah Rumbert.
I'm not sure what I saw when I
things that I love about my children is our incessant references to movie quotes in everyday speech. And in fact, the level of comic relief is sometimes dependent on who can quote the movies as accurately and as frequently as possible. And in addition, my children also share a love of doing accents. I'm fascinated by language, and I love accents. And the greater the precision of the accent, the more hilarious our encounters can be. So with that, and for those of you familiar with what I'm about to do, and I really need audience participation here, I would like you to join the Rumbert family players as we present marriage. Marriage is what brings us together today. So I have one other audience participation thing. And so if you have your cell phone with you, I'd like you to pull up the Manitou Incline, if you're not familiar with the Manitou Incline, and click on an image of the Manitou Incline. So for those of you that are not from Colorado, I'm going to give you a couple of facts before we talk about this. So while you're pulling up the photo, the Manitou Incline is a hiking trail in Manitou Springs, which is just outside of Colorado Springs. It was created on the remains of a narrow gauge railway that the tracks were washed out during a rock slide in 1990. This is an uphill trail that's about a mile long and has an average grade of 24 degrees. The steepest part is about 34 degrees. The trail ascends approximately 2,000 feet and starts at an altitude of 6,600 feet. The terrain is described as difficult. There's 3 bailouts as one ascends the trail. One occurs at, and these are steps that you walk up. If you look on your phones, you'll see this lovely little trail, which Noah has hiked before, by the way. At step 395, there's the first bailout, and that's about 14% of the way up the trail. The second bailout is at step 1300, about halfway up. And then the final step is at about 64% of the way up the trail. So marriage is a lot like hiking the incline. In the beginning, when you're young and you're full of energy, the incline might seem fun. It might be a great way to spend a couple of hours. But with time, as you ascend, things can become more difficult. And for some, that difficulty might actually be too much. And that's why people bail out. However, for those that stay together and encourage each other, the ascent can bond you together. There'll be times when the trail becomes very difficult, and when that happens, some try to do that by themselves. They're going to ascend the trail by themselves, and they let go of the other person. But others will actually reach down and pull their partners up. Now, unlike the incline, marriage doesn't have a summit. Moreover, marriage doesn't have to become more difficult the higher you ascend. However, as a couple, you must always continue to climb. You don't really have a choice not to climb in a marriage. So this is it, folks. I'm taking a lot of time here, but this is my prayer for Noah and Avery. Number one, hold on to each other and resist the urge to let go. Trust each other. And may the love that you share today continue to build that trust. Resist the urge to let go of your faith, your family, and your friends in that order, because those are the tools that will assist you in your lifelong ascent. And I love you both, and thank you, folks, for being here tonight. Congratulations.
I met Avery when she was 7 years old. We were paired up as buddies on the competitive dance team. And we were both only children with minimal sharing skills, seeking a sibling of some sort. And so from that moment on, we were practically inseparable. We did everything together. She was my little shadow following me around. Kim and Todd took me in as their bonus daughter. And my family did the same with Avery. We went on family trips, adventures, did some silly things together, and I'm so blessed for those times. My mom and Avery actually carpooled to work together all this summer, which was really awesome. And I think that all of this is a beautiful lesson that family is who you choose and who you want to be by your side. And I'm so blessed that you chose me to be by your side today. I'm also so thankful that she chose Noah. What one may lack, the other offers in abundance, and you are both the perfect complement to one another. Noah, I know that you will keep her safe, you will always respect her, and you're the only guy I've never had to threaten. So I appreciate that. Thank you all for choosing to be part of our family and join us today. We really appreciate that. So let's cheers to the newlyweds. Thank you so much.
So we know that many of you may not know or be able to get to know Noah as well as we do. So we want to start off by providing some funny stories and memories about our brother. To begin, I've told this to some of you, Luke and I believe that we are primarily responsible for Noah's talents and abilities. When God was handing out talent, good looks, and natural abilities, he came to Luke and I first and asked if we wanted any. And we, knowing how hard life would be for the youngest, agreed that Noah should be the recipient of them all. So as a way to balance the scales, God gave us the responsibility of keeping him humble.
Starting from the top. Yes, literally his face. When Noah was 3 years old, my lovely sister decided to accidentally drop him in a Dairy Queen restroom, knocking out one of his front teeth. Aw, poor Noah. He then continued to have a slight lisp for the next several years until his adult tooth grew in and his handsomeness was restored.
Continuing later in his life and drawing your attention to his right shin, there was one summer where Luke was dutifully carrying out one of his thankless outside chores of fluffing the mulch in the backyard. Noah, always being the first one done with his chores, decided to spend his free time antagonizing Luke by repeatedly stepping in front of where Luke was working. Luke, maintaining his saint-like patience, warned Noah that if he didn't stop, consequences would ensue. When Noah decided to tempt fate and step out one more time, the metal rake that Luke was using connected with Noah's shin and sunk in deep. Shock and horror covered both boys' faces, and Noah learned Luke really did mean what he said.
In our final attempt to remind Noah that he is still the youngest, one day Noah and I were wrestling and reenacting WrestleMania 1995. I, of course, was The Undertaker, and Noah was the famous Hulk Hogan. Running full speed, I lifted Hogan over my head and pile-drived him into the bed. The crowd thundered and applauded as I stood victorious. Then everything came to a standstill when a loud boing was heard, and Noah started to sink further and further into the mattress. For almost 24 hours, we were able to keep the secret from my mom. That day, Noah learned a valuable lesson of don't tell mom or dad.
Thank you for allowing us to walk you down memory lane. Now to bring it back, through reading comics in the morning, solving newspaper jumbles over one another's shoulders, rescuing worms after rainstorms, and learning how to bubble right at the right time in Mario, Luke and I have gotten to see Noah grow into a very mature man. A man who is respectful, analytical, passionate, just, strategic, and intentional with his time. Noah, it has been an absolute joy to grow up with you.
Now to Avery. Before we even met you, Avery, you must know how protective we were of our brother, our little brother. However, we knew he was a goner when he started to use poetic words when he described you, like your beautiful red hair and your deep, warm chocolate eyes. Ugh.
Avery, I was thrilled that I got to be a part of your at-home social distance prom during your senior year. That was one of the most sweet and magical nights during such a hard time. It really showed how special your relationship was.
So to end this, we're going to end this with a fun little sibling poem, okay? We would now like to invite you all to raise a glass to this relationship. And before all of us take a sip, let us praise and remember the biblical truths of love from our amazing, loving Father above. May your marriage be full of Jesus and laughter, and may you both have a happily ever after.
I wanted to say something about you too, and about your wonderful family, and I just wanted to reflect a little bit on some memories that I had of Avery growing up and learning how to ride a bike. I felt it was my duty to make sure you got on that bike. And over at Tarver Elementary School, where you went, I was trying to teach you as best as I could. You fell down a few times, scuffed some knees, tears welled up in the eyes, but you got back up and you got back on until you rode that bike quite admirably. And then as you became such a good rider, we often had rides in the park, on trails by the old house, sometimes just the two of us, and sometimes we just had wonderful talks together about life, school, boys, and friends. But I just hold those memories dear. And I often remember times at our pool that we used to have in our neighborhood, and we'd often go swimming there, and the two of us would get in and roughhouse and play and throw you over my shoulder and throw you as high as I could. And I remember going over there too with your friends and playing pool games, and just a good time. And I also remember going to on the cruises that we've taken, and swam quite a bit on the pools on those cruise ships, and taking you out to the islands and going to the beach. And I remember you chasing the waves out and the wave chasing you back in. Sometimes the wave won, but you got back up. She did well. Yeah, I just, so many good memories that we've had. And even going to Lake Mead in Las Vegas, we'd go out there and rent pontoon boats and jet skis, and just had a wonderful time doing that, and watching her was such an entertaining thing. And I just want to tell you that there's 4 words that a father loves to hear from their daughter, and it's, "I love you, Daddy." That always means the world to me, and I'm sure a lot of the fathers out here. And I remember that voice when she was young, and sadly I don't have that anymore, but at least I get to look forward to the adult voice that tells me, "I love you, Daddy." And I'll always cherish the times we've had, and continue to cherish the times we have now, and looking forward to the future. And I just want to tell me a little bit about Noah. And Noah, I just wanted to tell you how much you mean to me. And you're the son I've never had. And I really appreciate the time you come over and talk to us, and you really genuinely cared about being around us, and the time you called me and asked if you could date our daughter, and you really won points on that one. But, and of course the time you came over and talked to Kim and I about asking for her hand in marriage, and that meant a lot to us. And I just really appreciate the fine young man you are, and I wish you both all the health and happiness that you yet to come. And I just want to tell you how much the Rumbirds mean to me too. Today is an official day that we're family, but I got news for you. I feel like we've been family long before today. And I love them very much. And they mean a lot to me, the world to me. And I just appreciate all the love here today. All you people here mean so much to us. And I just appreciate you all being here and taking your time out of your busy schedules to be with us. So I just want to make a toast. I don't have my glass, but I'll just have it right here. Just wishing you health and happiness along the way, and we can't wait to follow your journey ahead. We love you.
So just one thing, thank you guys so much for coming out. It really does mean a lot. Some people came from other states, others, inconveniences from, making this a priority, and I just really appreciate that. It really means a lot to me, and I know it means a lot to Avery. Like, having everyone we care about in this room is just insurmountable of how much it means to us, and we know that it was a sacrifice to be here. So we really thank you for that. And that's something that I don't think we're ever gonna forget. We invited you here on purpose with a reason. If we didn't want you here, we didn't invite you. So we invited you here for a reason. It wasn't like it was just a fluff invite, okay? So you guys do really mean a lot to us. We're glad that you're here. One other thing I'd like to share and thank is, sorry, Kim, you did a fantastic job with all of the flowers and with all the help that you've done, and yeah. That's been one thing that she's been always worried about is, do the flower arrangements look okay? Does this look okay? Does it look okay? I should just scrap it, we're done. And I was like, no, like we spent 3 hours. We're not going back now, but she finally did a fantastic job just, arranging these and spending a lot of time with the extra details that I definitely would not have thought of, and some that even finished through the track, went through the cracks with Avery. So we're really glad that she was able to catch all those and make sure that this turned out to be a great day. So.
I just want to echo what Noah said. Thank you guys all so much for being here today. It means the world to us. I think it's still setting in right now, everything that's happening. We're finally just breathing and just taking everything in. I may be an only child and lack some sharing skills, as Casey said, but being an only child also allowed me to have my parents as my best friends. And I'm just so very blessed by being able to walk down with my dad and have all these special things, but I also want to recognize my mom. Sometimes at weddings, moms don't always get recognized, and I've seen these very cute things of giving you a bouquet and donating those, but I think that you deserve more than a bouquet, something that will last you a lifetime, and so I want to gift you a scrapbook of memories that I've made for us. That has been since since I was really little and had bright red hair and no one knew where it came from. And I have those all the way through up, and then I want to continue to fill that for the rest of our lives as well. So I want to give that to my mom as well, and thank everyone here, and thank my family and my parents and my mom.
Strolling far from home and horizon looking like a sunset dream. Midnight talking, water crashing, evening feeling like a postcard scene. 'Cause it's just us two, dancing with the moon, my arms wrapped around you. crazy, praying that it never ends. Yeah, you and me, darling, we've really got something the world just can't understand. Yeah, it's you